What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for checking out this video. Yu-Gi-Oh! Just announced a new format called Genesys format, and I am beyond excited for this format. Let's get talking about that right now. Alright, so if you're as excited for this format as I am, then obviously you're going to want to talk about it and like what kind of decks you're going to be playing, like, what's going to happen with this format. Is it really just going to be 100 points? Is other stores going to raise the point limit? Are they going to make even a 0 point Genesys format that could be really, really cool? But let's just get started into like what this format actually is. And if you've already read this page, at least this front page, feel free to skip ahead just to the next part of this video. But so what is Genesys? Rules are simple. We got no links. We've got no pendulum monsters, and that's just flat across the board. There's going to be a couple questions about this format in general because we don't have extra monster zones nor the pendulum zone, so cards like the runic cards that put fusion monsters into the extra monster zone, are you even able to activate them in this format because you don't have those zones, which effectively means they're just not playable. And it might be why they aren't even on a list down here. So if we go down to like runic, so let's see, there's not even a single runic card here, and it's probably for that reason. So the forbidden and limited list is just completely gone in this format, which is kind of unusual, but they're doing like a points list, so I really like that points kind of style of ban list. I think more games should do it. Like, if you want to play an Abyss Dweller, go ahead, but you have to play a bunch of 0 point cards from there because that card's at 100 points if we just scroll down to see right here. So deck construction uses just that point system across the board. It's going to be your main deck, extra deck, and side deck. Everything is all in the same points bracket. There isn't like separate points for your side deck or separate points for your extra deck. It's all encompassing in that one. So, and of course, they say any store can run even 0 point or at any points, which is kind of cool. Effectively, you can make like unlimited format without links and pendulums, which would be really interesting. So, alright, so let's just talk about some of the cards that are on this list that I think are actually interesting or don't deserve the actual points. Abyss Dweller I don't think actually deserves to be at 100 points, but it's Abyss Dweller. The card is really good. Of course, like, Albion the Sanctifier Dragon is sitting here at 33 points, which I kind of agree with. If we scroll down, we see Branded Fusion is right here also at 33 points. So if you want to play like Expulsion, Sanctifier, and Branded Fusion, you probably won't get any of the cards that lock your opponent, but you could also just play one of each of those and go from there. I think Branded is going to be playable. I don't think it's going to be like Idol Lock or definitely not Gimmick Puppet Lock. And to be honest, if you want to use Ra's Disciple, go ahead. It's, if you're really trying to do that in a format that's definitely supposed to be more about, the fun that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to offer, which is what I'm kind of seeing here. My brain is putting this as like, this is Yu-Gi-Oh!'s version of Magic the Gathering's Pioneer format, where it's like, without all the things that people complain about, but still extended range. It's not like they're doing a rotational format, which I actually really like. Ancient Gear stuff being on here is kind of funny. I think Statue being on here at 33 points is pretty good. And this is the kind of thing that I like Anti-Spell, that's at 100. We've got like some of the Arcana Force, so we can't like World, that's at 100 just because we don't want like some dumb lock. Like Christia, Estados, and Protos each at 100. Like Artifact Scythe is at 100. I actually don't see, I didn't realize Artifact Lancia isn't on this list at all, which is actually super nice. As I recall seeing Dimension Shifter down here. Where are you? Yeah, Shifter is only 5 points, which is super interesting, and that'll actually be brought up in an archetype that I will talk about later in this video that I think could be really fun in this format. But yeah, like, I think this point system is really cool. Like, you could play some of this stuff. Like, if you want to play Sylvia and Murcielago, absolutely play them, and you even get room to do other stuff, but you might not get the room to actually go full combo with it, which is super kind of interesting. I mean, Baron de Fleur, 85 points. You can still play like a 15-point card, like say, if you wanted to play one Ash Blossom and have a Baron, you know, but, you know, that's just kind of how this works. Like, you really got to pick and choose. I think hand traps are going to be exceptionally powerful in this, but I also think a lot of decks are just going to go for a board break style or an archetype that can just play through everything, that has not a lot of stuff going for it, like or not a lot of stuff, but like not a lot of points. Like, let's check out Adamantipator. The only card on here that's Adamantipator is Risen Dragite, and that's at 20 points. And, you know, I just saw down here too, we've got Block Dragon at 40 points. So you want to play both of those, that's awesome. You could probably play most of the Magnet Warriors too. I don't believe I saw any of the Magnet Warriors on here when I was running through the list. And most certainly not a card like Berserkion, like, which is definitely more of a board breaking card. And even the Magnet Warriors are getting more support in the future, which might actually make Adamantipator pretty playable in this format. However, you're only going to be able to play like 2 hand traps if you decide to play the Block Dragon with this. So, and you definitely won't be able to play Baron and of course I'm referring to 100 point, you know, which is what they're recommending. So if say the side deck is running an event, I would assume it's going to be like 100 points, and that's what you get. So yeah, but just a lot of things are like playable. Like, I really like this. Like I said, Expulsion, Infusion, and Lost. Like, you're not even able to play all of this. So like, if you're gonna be doing like Ido, or not Ido lock, because Ido is on here at 100 points, but if you're trying to like lock with Rouse Disciple and just kind of squeeze in that lock, you aren't gonna be able to do it under the Lost protection, which is one of the most egregious parts of Branded, in my opinion. So like Bestials, you're not able to play like all of the Bestials. Called by the Grave is at 20. You can play 3 Called by the Grave, so that would be like a huge thing to just kind of shove into your sideboard in case somebody's playing like a bunch of hand traps. There's so much about this that I'm just actually really loving. Like, we get 3 Change of Heart, you know, we get Chaos Angel at 20 if you want to play multiple Chaos Angel. I don't think you ever would, but, you know, there's Chaos Space on there, which is nice to see. You can actually play 2 Chaos Space and 1 Chaos Angel, which, if you're able to build like well, you're not able to play Lynx, but, you know, some kind of Dragon Synchro deck, you'd actually be able to play that kind of deal, or just even like a Chaos deck at this point. Like, there's so much that's playable. I actually really like that they hit Chimera too. They're kind of really making it look like Chimera is going to be an issue, and I've seen some of like the Facebook groups. Chimera is probably going to be pretty good, so I'm glad that they hit Cornfield Codal. I know that there's some other things on here too. Just like, it'll be more of a pure Chimera, or even a branded Chimera if you're able to build that properly. Like, there is no Fiendsmith to be had in this. Like, you really just are not going to be able to play Fiendsmith, and if you are, then it's very helpful to the engine that you're playing without the Link monsters, which Fiendsmith doesn't really like not having their Link monsters. But yeah, like, just stupid things like Dark Hole being 3 points, you know, is just interesting to me. It's awesome that we have duo, like Delinquent Duo at 100. Let's see if Triple Tactics Talent or Thrust is on here at all, and I would assume that it is. Yeah. Okay. Talent at 93 and Thrust at 13. So like, you could play 3 Thrust, but you don't get a single talent if you play Thrust at all. Actually, you don't even get talent if you're playing like a hand trap. So yeah, like, this is just awesome. Wanted Seeker, the Sinful Spoils being at 33, I don't think actually deserves to be that high up. I would hope that Konami brings that down, you know, in the future here. Like Witch of the White Forest, I don't think needs to be up there, but it's whatever. The Zodiac stuff is interesting. I like that they have really thought about that. Wishes for Eyes of Blue, I don't think Blue Eyes is going to be really too playable without just Spirit, which is like a big part of what happened. It's got their new main deck monster, and then they got Spirit with Eyes of Blue, which is huge, and that actually hits the Draco Tail stuff too, and I believe Draco Tail is on here. Let's take a look. Yeah, so like, Draco Tail is just kind of getting hit. Dragon Master Magia is, yeah, I understand why. I don't think it deserves to be there. Also, could we get a regular version of this card, please, Konami? Like, Like, why does all of the versions that exist have to be an upgraded rarity? Can we just please get, like, a version? I honestly thought it was going to come in the Blue Eye Structure deck. Hopefully, when we get, like, a Dark Magician Structure deck, we might get something like that. But, yeah, Draco Tail you'll be able to play, but not very well without, like, say, Spirit with Eyes of Blue, or it's just some of the Link monsters. I think Draco Tail is going to be very good, specifically because of this card right here. But you will be at 60 points. You will not really be able to play any hand traps beyond that if you want to play an Arthalion or even Malulus. And this deck is something that really wants to play multiple of this card and this card. So, like, you really got to pick and choose, because this is going to be 15 points, or on top of your 60 here, putting you to 75. You can go to 95 with Arthalion, and then that's kind of where it stops. So Draco Tail might be a little hard to play, at least until, like, new support, because this is all that's there. Impulse and Purge being, like, Purge being 10 points is a little insulting to me, I'm not gonna lie. Impulse being at 30 is interesting. I don't know what kind of, like, obviously there's not any goatee cards on here, right? All of the ghost hand traps here, like Ghost Bell being 5 points is pretty cool. So, like I mentioned before with the Adamantipator stuff, if you want to play Block Dragon, Crystal Dragite, and then 2 Ash Blossom, you could also throw in 2 Ghost Bell in the Haunted Mansion. You kind of got your 4 hand traps with your 2 busted cards, which is interesting, but I don't think you'd want to do that. I think you'd just cut Block Dragon altogether, because you wouldn't cut Dragite from an Adamantipator deck. That'd be kind of asinine. You wouldn't even want to play like Adamantipator at that point. But yeah, all of, like, the Ghost Sisters, all the, like, just the Ghost Sisters in general, like, they're there. Ghost Meets Girl being at 100 points is very interesting. I assumed that he wanted to just say, like, screw you to the Mayakashi kind of side of things, where it's just like sometimes that deck just wins very, very hard. And that being 100 points, I'm assuming is you play this or you play something else that's on this list that I just hadn't seen. So that's interesting, but I understand why it's here. Gigantic Sprite, what are you, 20 points? Yeah, like, Sprite might be super playable. What do we got down here at Sprite? Just to double check, like, Sprite starter being 20 points. Yeah, Sprite's broken. Sprite's broken. You'll be able to play Sprite like crazy in this format. The only thing is you probably won't get you, like, your Swap Frog kind of stuff, so you probably won't be putting Toad on your Sprite end board, but Sprite's just going to be insane, I think. And now, of course, I haven't, like, done too much studying on this. Obviously, it's just been a couple days now that this has been announced. This format is not going to get solved overnight. You know, I still think that there's one archetype on here that's going to be really, really incredible in the format. Just we're missing one thing. I believe it's not, yeah, it's Sengenjin's at 33 points. So I think Millennium is actually going to be very, very powerful. But I do think Ankh and Sengenjin are both on here. So you kind of have to really, yeah, Millennium Ankh is on here at 3 points, which means you can't play 3 Sengenjin. You can really only play 2 Sengenjin. I'm gonna have to, like, scroll through this list to see if there's anything else. But like the Unstoppable Exodia card. Oh, okay, it is here. It's at 20 points. So yeah, you probably only want to play 1 Sengenjin in the deck, but Dimension Shifter being just a couple points means that deck might be really, really, really cool. And there's not all the pieces of Exodia are at 0, so there might just be a way to 3 of each piece of Exodia and then play Millennium Ankh, and just sometimes you open Exodia. You know, that might just be something that people try. It's something I'm most certainly going to try alongside my Adamantipator Magnet Warriors. I'm also going to be trying, like, some Dark Magician stuff. Like, I don't think there's actually too much Dark Magician stuff on here. Yeah, there's not too many. At least I don't see any Dark Magician stuff. There's, of course, going to be, like, other cards, like Soul Servant is probably somewhere on the list. Oh, it isn't. That's actually super interesting. That's good to know. Oh, while we're here, Solemn Judgment, Strike, and Warning are all very, very cheap. So Judgment being at 1 in the TCG is really funny right now because it's immediately at 3 in this. Like just trap decks in general, I think, are going to be pretty good in this format. Lara is at 10. Spiritual Beast. Okay, Ritual Beast might see some cool stuff. Let's see. Did they pull anything for Ritual Beast? Tamer Elder. Yeah, so they just don't really get to play Shifter, it looks like. Or maybe they even do. That's crazy. There's so many good things on this. Like, oh, this is actually another thing I've seen on Facebook. Tistina. So we just don't have the Fiendsmith stuff this time, which means you're playing like the XYZ armor stuff, which is still really good. But like nothing in that deck is hit except for Veridris, it looks like. Like, why not just try that one out? There's none of the XYZ stuff is there. None of the Tistina stuff is here. Like, definitely give that one a shot. That's gonna be a very, very fun type of deal. It's the Super Dreadnoughts might be somewhere, right? No, they aren't. So, oh yeah, Tistina might be really, really fun, especially with Miasma Dragon coming up. I don't think they would have hit that. Mitsurugi Ritual. Oh, thank God. Thank God. You need to. Oh, you can't even play Mitsurugi Ritual and Prayers together. That makes me feel so good. I haven't been around much lately on YouTube, but if you know me in person, you know that I just despise Mitsurugi. I just hate it, and it really needed to get hit. More importantly, I hated Mitsurugi Ryzeal, and since the bridge is gone now, you know, whatever. But we're not talking about that format. We're talking about this format. This is just, oh, that just makes me feel so good. But yeah, no, there's nothing for Tistina has been hit, which is super nice. Like, I'm definitely have to give that one a shot. Secret Village is at 100. That hurts my soul a little bit, but I understand why. Yeah. Ooh, I just noticed Nightmare Apprentice is here. 33. Okay. Nibiru is only at 10. That feels a little great. Ooh, you know what? I want to check to see if they got Droll on this list. Droll is at 7. I think Droll is going to be like the premier hand trap for this format. This is going to be one of the best cards in this format. I think this thing should be at like 25 points. Droll and Lockbird is not going to be fun this format. Oh, Dragon Maid might be a really, really good deck this format. Yeah, Dragon Maid might be really good because you can really get away with playing one Tidying and pure Dragon Maid. And if you found my channel through Metagames GX, you'll know that I actually have quite a bit of experience playing Dragon Maid. I was playing the Draco Tail Dragon Maid variant for a while. I did very well with that at a bunch of local events. I haven't taken it to a big one. We'll see how it goes in October, though. I'm going to a regional soon. I think I might take Draco Tail Dragon Maid over and see what happens. But it looks like you're able to play Dragon Maid Sheo at 2 and Dragon Maid Tidying at 1, and then just play pure Dragon Maid, and then you have room for a Sangan Kaiman or just a bunch of hand traps, because that's only 50 points. So that's pretty good. Apologies for like the constant starting and stopping. I've been a little bit sick lately, so I'm just kind of like stopping and coughing. But yeah, like, I don't know. I think this list is incredible. Ryzeal is still playable, which is kind of cool, honestly. But like the entire core is going to lock you at 100 points, and then you're even losing some stuff too. Sorry, people drive so foolishly through here. Yeah, this is just like awesome. Like if you want to play 3 Foolish Burial, go right ahead. Maybe Zombies will see something happen. This actually hurts a little bit in the Head Emancipator list. Probably don't play Black Dragon because you need a Gallant Granite. But hey, who knows? We'll see where it goes. So honestly, I'm really liking what they're doing here. I think this is exactly what the game needed to get like some of the older players in. Like, you know, Archlord Christia is being hit pretty hard, but some people really like this card and might just want to try and turbo it out. We're gonna just see like a lot of people playing combo decks, a lot of people playing stun. I think we're gonna see a lot of, not even like stun, but like a stun burn style. Like, we're just gonna see some really, really cool decks come from this. And honestly, like, not having the Links and Pendulums is going to be a huge draw for a lot of some of those like disenfranchised players, or just players that kind of gave up with the game around like 2015 or so. I think we're gonna see some people coming back from just that era trying to play again. Like, we've already seen a little bit of a resurgence in some of the old players coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Just with, you know, other games faltering or whatnot, or just more time in general. So, just things like, I don't know, things like that. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of people come back. I think Branded is going to be very hard to play. I'm going to let Metagames GX describe that one, though, so go check out his channel. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited for this. Like, Block Dragon being here, you could technically play Block Dragon at 2 if you want. Just is huge to me. Just so huge. Catapult Turtle being at 100 is the funniest thing ever, by the way. I understand why it's there. It's just so funny. Like, just, I don't know. Like, Fluandere's even got a little bit of, caught some strays on this. That's so cool. Oh, yeah. That's funny. You can only play each of those at 1. Oh, this just heals my soul, honestly, seeing this list. But yeah, like, this is going to be really, really cool, I think. So, oh yeah, Kashtira is borderline unplayable if you want to play Rise Heart, and you do not get to play Fenrir and Unicorn at 3. You can only play 3 copies, period, of those 2 cards. So, but yeah, just, I don't know. Oh, hey, wait, this is actually a big deal. Kawakimeru Drago is at 75, so that goes out of the question for a lot of things. But Guardian being at 3 hurts rocks a little bit, and that's a big deal in my opinion. So I don't know. Oh, Ladies Dragon Maid is on here too. I kind of forgot to check that one. That card you have to play at 3, so, or at 2 in Dragon Maid. So you're looking like 60 points. Yeah. Or was Sheo at 10? Sheo was at 20, Tidying was at 10. So you're already looking at 90 points just to play Dragon Maid. So that's interesting. Maybe I'll try something along the lines with that. Or maybe I'll try 1 Ladies, 1 Sheo and see how that goes. I mean, House Dragon Maid can't be on here, right? Like, yeah, there's no way House is on here. Ido being at 100 is hilarious. I just think it's funny. I hate being under Ido lock. I think it's almost worse than Gimmick Puppet lock. Just, I hate it. But yeah, like, yeah, I don't think there's any Dragon Maids that would be on here. Like, we would have passed Kitchen. Yeah, we don't have Kitchen. Chamber is actually probably one that could be. No, I don't see it here. And then Parlor would be the only other one that you would play. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna be doing Dragon Maid. I'm definitely gonna build Goaty for this format. I think Goaty is gonna be really good. So like Dragon Maid, Goaty, Millennium. I think these are all going to be like really cool decks that just kind of see some light. I'm actually super happy to see Lordly Load here because the Primite stuff is pretty obnoxious, I'm not gonna lie. So, but yeah, like, I don't know, this is just like so cool. So, Ra's Disciple's at 1. Okay, so you can Ra's Disciple lock people, and not having Link monsters makes it a little rough, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, by the way. Like, this is just so cool. Like, Rescue Ace is gonna see a bunch of play, I think. We're just looking at so many cool things. RML at 100 is really crazy. I think I saw Pot of Greed on here is not at 100. Yeah, you can play 3 Pot of Greed in this format if you really, really want to. And I don't think it's actually going to be that good. Pot of Prosperity is more than Pot of Greed? Oh my gosh. Oh. Well. Anyways, yeah, this is going to be really cool. Yeah, OSS being at 100 is kind of what I expected. Yeah, this is cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What kind of decks you're thinking of building for this. If you're even going to play it at all. Like, just let me know. Like, I'm actually super interested. I want a bunch of, like, I just want to get a bunch of ideas going. I'm going to be running this at my, you know, the store that I work at. I'm going to be TOing this once a month. Like, this is going to be super fun, and I really think Konami hit it out of the park with this. Of course, this list is not perfect. We're gonna see some very weird things. I mean, they hit 505 things. Like, that's a lot. The list is not perfect. We're gonna have some really, really, really BS decks going on at some point. But it looks like it's just going to be super fun. You know, not having like SP and IP to deal with, not having like just malice in general, which is, I feel like, why Dimension Shifter is basically almost free in this format. Like, we're just looking at so many cool things. If you hate Yummy, you're not going to be dealing with basically any Yummy whatsoever because they just can't get their Link Monster. If anybody decides to play Yummy without the Link Monster, they are very, very brave. This is just so cool, honestly. Crossouts at 10. Crossouts at 10. This is so... Contact Seas at 100, that feels good. But yeah, just so cool. Everything about this seems like... I don't know, I haven't been this excited for Yu-Gi-Oh! In a very long time. Thanks so much for watching. I know I've been gone for a little while. I've just had a lot of things going on with my life where I just have not had time to sit down and actually, like, make a video for you guys. And it feels really bad, and to be honest, I'm really trying to get back into just the swing of things, and I really do think that, like, Tuesdays or Thursdays I'll actually be able to sit down and make some videos, as I'm just off of work and sometimes just home alone those days, so I'm actually able to sit down and make some videos. So you're gonna see some deck profiles coming up, just some how to play, some really interesting combos that I don't think are really been brought enough attention in the meta lately, so we'll sit down and talk about some of those. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and to the ones that have been here already, like, for real, thank you so much. You guys are awesome, and just sticking around is going to be, honestly, just like, I'm so thankful for you. So, for real. Anyways, I've been Dinosaur, and I'll see you next time.